Well, thank you, Gabe. The part you missed was that I was in Los Alamos already in 1972. My Z number is a lot lower than yours. But Gabe also said there are about, is it 2,500 students here? That's really impressive. I do want to also call out some of our DOE leadership that's here. Gabe already mentioned Jody Tallbear. I'd also mention Karen Atkinson from our Office of Economic Impact and Diversity. Julio Friedman may be here, our Principal Deputy Secretary in Fossil Energy. And oh, there's Julio. And Chris DeShane. Is Chris here someplace? Well, Chris is director of our Office of Indian Energy, somewhere over there. Okay. Anyway, they're a great team to work with, and I really welcome being here with them, and especially again with all the students who are here. I think this is a very important organization, supporting goals for a scientific and technical community that is multicultural and superbly knowledgeable and skilled. We're certainly going to need you going forward. No question that I strongly support the mission and activities of SACNAS wholeheartedly. I'm deeply committed, as you are, to your goals. And later on, I'll come and make some announcements of some new activities that we are supporting. Clearly, Department of Energy, Gabe mentioned some of the many missions that we have, and did not mention we also have a network of 17 national laboratories. I'll come back and discuss that a bit later, but fundamentally the Department of Energy is all about science and technology. All of our missions rest upon science and technology and innovation. We have led the world clearly for certainly most of the past century in science, in developing scientific infrastructure, advancing innovation, but certainly to continue that leadership throughout this century and beyond, we clearly need to train and recruit more scientists and engineers, and we need to do so from all of our talent pool in this society. We just aren't going to get there unless we really draw upon all the talents that we have, and that certainly means reaching out to underserved populations, leaving no one behind, providing significantly more opportunities to learn and work in STEM careers. I'll just say that at a personal level, my 4 grandparents were all immigrants to the United States, to Fall River, Massachusetts, as Gabe said, where they entered a large Portuguese immigrant community, hard workers, but without the advantages of a good advanced education. Similarly, with my parents, certainly not a STEM education, but then, of course, in my generation, we could take advantage of quality opportunities with public education, a post-Sputnik emphasis on significantly upgraded science education, for me, physics in particular, and scholarships and government support for college and graduate school. So I speak from personal experience and understanding, understanding as to how we really need to provide these opportunities, especially in the STEM areas, for our young people to develop their own quality of life, but also to serve our country with their talents. You're all familiar with some of the demographic trends that are reshaping our country. Just one of relevance tonight is that for the first time ever, non-Hispanic white children nationwide are a minority in our public schools. That just reinforces the importance, again, of STEM for everybody. And we simply are not attracting enough talent in this area today. So we cannot afford to continue underrepresentation in STEM careers of Native Americans and our fastest growing population cohort, Hispanic Americans. And that's, of course, where SACNAS comes in. Your work is critical to bring together Hispanic, Chicano, Native American students and professionals, to expand their access to and advancement in STEM careers, and to showcase for leaders in the private and public sectors the tremendous human potential waiting to be developed. As the President has said many times, one of the best ways to grow the economy and create jobs is to prepare students with the STEM skills necessary for our new economy. I must say I saw success up close last month when I visited a KIPP school in the Bronx, New York, a school with a very, very strong STEM focus. The student body, half Hispanic, most of the rest African American, 96% graduation rate and going on to college. Really a tremendous story. And for it to work, the teaching staff was also diverse. And I might add, young and enthusiastic as well. And it was just a tremendous story, and it'd be great to tell some of the stories of talking with the students and seeing their laboratories. The other point I would make in this regard is that clearly drawing upon all of our talents is so important for our development, but in turn, science and engineering has long been an important pathway for social mobility in this country. Really a ticket to the middle class for those who are willing to get an education and work hard. I can testify to that, and I might say MIT, which is where I spent 40 years, is obviously an outstanding institution in science and engineering. But we always thought of ourselves as a blue-collar place, a place where you come, you work hard, and you accomplish a lot. So if I look to the energy field, that's certainly an area where STEM opportunities abound. President Obama has pursued an all-of-the-above approach to energy, and of course we've seen tremendous changes in the energy sector in the United States. For the first time in many decades, for example, we are producing more of our own oil here at home than we buy from other countries. And gasoline is now well below $2 a gallon in many parts of the country. Natural gas prices are at historic lows, and that's great for consumers heating their homes. It's great for producing electricity, but it's also attracting a tremendous growth of manufacturing jobs in this country. But it's not only about gas and oil. At the same time, we've doubled the amount of energy that we produce from solar and wind in the last 5 years and made dramatic strides in energy efficiency. And all of these are going to be critical for meeting our economic, security, and environmental goals. In the next 3 years, we're probably going to have over 2 million more STEM jobs, many of those in energy, and jobs that pay, frankly, well above the average. Gas and electric utilities need to replace workers who will be retiring in large numbers. Production of hydrocarbons, renewable energy jobs, storage, modernizing the grid. There are just a tremendous number of jobs being developed in the energy sector. To be more specific, take the wind industry. It's now producing electricity more cheaply than the average in many parts of the country. It employs an estimated 85,000 workers and expects to hire more than 10,000 annually for the next several years. And employers are already reporting that they can't find enough trained people with the kinds of technical skills required. Similarly, in the solar industry, the industry has increased by 50% since 2010, the number of jobs, that is. Now, to approximately 175,000 jobs in the solar industry. That's a big industry. I already mentioned utilities. Again, more than half the people now working in our electric and gas utilities will need to be replaced in the coming decade because of retirements and natural attrition. This is going to require, skilled people, technicians, engineers, looking at smart grid technologies and the like. And we also need innovation in a variety of specific technologies: power electronics, energy storage, smart grids, electric cars, and others. And to that end, the Department of Energy is establishing traineeships at various colleges and universities to try to really bring the talent that we need to those needs which are critical for the energy sector. For example, in power electronics alone, we established 2 apprenticeship programs, one at the University of Tennessee and one at Virginia Tech. So clearly, I want to make it absolutely clear that energy jobs really offer a tremendous, promising pathway for those trained in the STEM fields, and we are focusing as well in having those job opportunities and those training opportunities available to underrepresented groups in the energy sector. So let me just mention a couple things that we are doing. One is we established a couple of years ago, in fact, we just celebrated 2 years of a Minorities in Energy program at the department. Our Office of Economic Impact and Diversity has worked over the last 2 years to bring diverse stakeholders together to address the challenges and opportunities for minority engagement in energy, economic participation, STEM education, and also addressing the challenges of climate change. The initiative has roughly 30 high-level ambassadors who serve as spokespeople for this attempt to diversify the energy industry workforce. And these ambassadors are quite varied: energy company executives, congressional members from both parties, community leaders, and of course scientists and engineers. The program also enlists industry partners to work with the department to inform minority and tribal communities on energy sector careers and business opportunities. In fact, a couple of our industry partners have joined our efforts at this conference, and I want to thank Lockheed Martin and WGL Holdings, who discussed their career opportunities on the STEM Careers and Energy Sector panel earlier today. I'd also acknowledge Solar City for joining that panel as well. I mentioned earlier we have 17 national laboratories in the department. They are helping to expose middle school and high school students to the world of STEM work. We call these Days at the Lab, and they include tours, hands-on activities, and one-on-one interaction with scientists and engineers that come from backgrounds like theirs. And I'll return to the important role that our national labs play in just a moment. We also partner with the Association of Science Technology Centers, which have hundreds of member organizations across the country, to host Days at the Museum events. For instance, this past June, we hosted the Natives in STEM Day at the Science Museum of Minnesota, which brought 60 Native American middle school and high school kids for a day of STEM activities. A second department initiative I'll just touch on is the Job Strategy Council that we created about a year and a half ago. It seeks to increase the number and diversity of qualified workers as the energy sector grows, in line with the President's Climate Action Plan and Ready to Work strategy. This requires bridging the skills gap between industry needs and the workers interested in the high-skill, high-wage jobs of today's energy sector. I personally chair this council, which consists of 20 offices in DOE to work with the private sector, community colleges, union apprenticeship programs, and other educational institutions. These two initiatives help advance the ongoing work by our labs located across the United States in their efforts to increase diversity of their STEM workforce. This lab system is a scientific powerhouse. These labs not only tackle critical challenges like nuclear security and climate change, they are exceptional places to work and carry out research. Our lab leaders know that a diverse workforce is essential, and they implement a variety of projects to reach that goal. For example, Sandia National Laboratory in Albuquerque has 3 STEM outreach programs during the school year to involve underrepresented minority communities. It includes Dream Catchers, aimed at American Indian youth, Manos, aimed at Hispanic youth, and Hands-On, Minds-On, aimed at African American youth. These provide practical knowledge and understanding of math and science through experiments, building engineering technology, and classroom teaching. Parents and families are included in these programs to involve the entire family. Also, on Saturday morning at this conference, lab representatives will host a brunch with DOE labs where you can hear about career opportunities in our system, including Lawrence Berkeley, Sandia, Fermilab, Lawrence Livermore, and perhaps others. These programs could not be carried out without the scientists and engineers who work in our labs and generously volunteer their time. And some of them are here today, and I certainly want to thank you for those efforts. One of the main needs for new STEM workers will be to sustain our nation's competitive edge in advanced manufacturing. And advanced manufacturing has become a major focus of both the Department of Energy and the Department of Defense, establishing various facilities so that the United States will have both the technologies and the people to manage the advanced manufacturing technologies that will continue to increase jobs and keep us in the lead. Advanced manufacturing is applied across the board for us, from batteries to 3D printing to fuel-efficient vehicle engines. In fact, for one of the examples of our labs in this area, the Oak Ridge Laboratory in Tennessee, recently developed a very large-scale printing technology and printed a Shelby Cobra car. Most of you are too young. It's the 50th anniversary of a Shelby Cobra, but printing a car is pretty good, and it looks pretty nice too. But in that regard, the importance of advanced manufacturing and the opportunities it presents, I want to announce the launch of a new pilot project for tribal colleges and universities to increase their advanced manufacturing capacity. So our National Nuclear Security Administration just made 5 awards to establish a network of tribal colleges and universities, linking them to essential advanced manufacturing facilities, associated training and education programs, and private sector and federal agency partnerships. These will prepare Native Americans both for advanced manufacturing careers and for economic opportunities through design, manufacture, and marketing of high-quality products. The schools awarded this funding are Bay Mills Community College, Navajo Technical University, Salish Kootenai College, Turtle Mountain Community Colleges, and Changdeshaka Chicana Community College. They were chosen and they were chosen because of their commitment to develop new programs or expand on existing manufacturing programs. So, as you can tell, I'm enthusiastic about the mission of SACNAS, and we at DOE stand ready to support organizations like this that give students, families, and communities the opportunity for a break. You and others have a crucial role to develop a new generation of scientists and engineers who reflect our diverse and changing population. Your success can also help ensure that the United States remains competitive in the global economy that we all work in. And by the way, again, the DOE, a science and technology agency at its core, needs you as well as we continue to execute the missions with which we are entrusted. President Obama believes in this mission, and I look forward to working with you to advance it. So thank you again for the opportunity to join you tonight, for your partnership in increasing the engagement of underserved communities in the STEM fields, and to listen a little bit to the opportunities in the energy sector and what the Department of Energy is advancing to help us in our common objective. So thank you very much.